What it do, flight crew? FTC. Flight team stand up! It may be May, but June is on its way. We got people you will regret messing with. Let's check it out.
Some people in this world who you never want to get on the wrong side of. While on the outside, some of these people may be friendly or calm. Don't let that confuse you.
For real.
Some of them have spent their entire lives working to become the biggest, the baddest, or the most skilled people in the world. And no matter how tough you think you are, trust me, they can take you. So, while you wouldn't want to mess with these incredible examples of human excellence, that doesn't mean their exploits won't absolutely blow your mind. Ready to meet these incredible people? Well, let's get it on! Sergei Cyrulnikov. However Sergei Cyrulnikov arrived at the ideas for his insane viral videos, I'll never understand. But I'm very glad that he did, because they're some of the craziest things I've ever witnessed. Just to name a few of the seemingly impossible feats of raw strength and power he's shown off, Sergei has pulled a 180-ton train with his body alone, whipped through iron chains and padlocks just by flexing his muscles, kept not one, but two planes from taking off with just his arms, and that's barely scratching the surface. Whether or not he'll ever find something he can't do is yet to be determined. But the Kazakhstan phenomenon has certainly proven that he's pretty much the closest thing we've got to a real-life superhuman walking around right now. Through his tireless training and thirst to perform unthinkable feats, Sergei has gotten at least 4 world records under his belt, which he claims he only started breaking ironically, making a joke out of taking the rankings away from athletes who train their entire lives to earn them. In case you can't tell, anyone who sets world strength records as a joke is probably someone you should go far out of your way to never upset. Islam Badurgov. If you've ever been lucky enough to score a quick selfie with the UFC notorious Conor McGregor, then I might have some bad news for you. The person in your photo, while he might have the same tattoos, build, and hair color, they actually have been professional McGregor impersonator Islam Badurgov. Of course, not just anyone can impersonate one of the most skilled fighters on the planet and get away with it. In order to be able to pull off his pranks, Islam really does have to train incredibly hard to have a body that someone would mistake for the Irish champions. He spends most of his time doing street workouts and calisthenics, and he's at the point where he makes absurdly hard tricks, like the muscle up and flagpole seem easy as pie. While we're not sure if Conor is aware of his very popular lookalike, it's pretty safe to say that anyone confident enough to risk stealing the image of one of the best fighters on earth is probably not someone you ever want to go toe-to-toe with. Thomas Wu. Boxing is a dangerous sport that requires a combination of talent and training to become any good at, and Thomas Wu seems to have hit the jackpot on talent. At just 21 years old, Wu is known to many as the fastest puncher in the world, after he created a nearly impossible to replicate online trend called the Floating Ball Challenge, which, if you can't tell by the name, involves punching a ball fast enough to keep it spinning in midair. Not just the speed of Thomas's fist, but their precision and control show that he was born for this sport, which he says he actually got into by accident when looking for a way to gain some hip mobility to help with his baseball career. 8 years of training later, and he's worlds ahead of athletes that have been training for twice as long, with 4 national championship titles to his name. Thomas claims that his current goal is to head to the Olympics and be crowned the best boxer in the world. And with hands so fast that his Instagram videos look like they're on fast forward, that goal doesn't seem all that far-fetched. Diamond Ott. There are over 1.3 million men and women enlisted in the United States military, each trained to stay at peak physical and mental performance year-round, which makes it all the more impressive to find out that the first Sergeant Diamond Ott is widely known as the strongest soldier. Looking at his wild and creative workouts, though, it begins to become clear that Diamond has muscles as hard as, as diamond. Many people can't even manage a pull-up, but Ott performs spinning acrobatic ones with ease, can hold huge plates up with nothing but his core, and obviously doesn't suffer from the common problem of being big with no flexibility. He can even do dips with 245 pounds or more than his own body weight strapped to his waist. And that's not some personal record, that's just a regular part of his everyday routine. That is an absurd accomplishment. Add on to that wild level of strength and coordination his decade and a half of tactical military training, and this guy can more than likely take down any opponent he comes across in a few hundred different ways. After 16 years of service, Diamond has no intention of slowing down and continues pushing his mental and physical limits in service to his country, and maybe just a little bit for his Instagram followers. Vito Pirmazzari. With his ironclad musculature, deep-set expressions, and truly intimidating demeanor, German bodybuilder and actor Vito Pirmazzari certainly cuts an imposing figure. And I suppose that's why he was cast for his fearsome role in Dogs of Berlin. If you're tricked by that though, that just means he's very good at his job. Because Vito is one of the nicest guys around. The German giant dedicates himself to showing off his workout and diet routines, both incredibly important ingredients for maintaining his trademark tough guy look.
Oh, yeah?
Fans on his rapidly growing social media. Still, judging by the way he knocks around a punching bag, I still wouldn't want to get on his bad side. Yevgeny Los. When you see someone with a physique this insane, it should be obvious that you wouldn't want to catch them on a bad day. But just in case you're feeling unsure, just watch how hard Yevgeny Los can swing a hammer. Yeah, if that tire were your head, you'd be having a pretty hard time. Thankfully though, this Belarusian behemoth is much more likely to be saving your life than threatening it. Yevgeny works as a firefighter in Belarus and dedicates himself to working out and achieving a peak physique, as well as pursuing feats that literally nobody else on Earth can complete. Oh yeah, we're talking Guinness World Records. Yevgeny holds the world record for most weighted push-ups on uneven bars performed in 1 minute.
Word?
Pulling off, or should I say, pushing up, an unbelievable 53 weighted push-ups in just 60 seconds. Absolutely obliterating the previous record of 40. Watching him work out though, this was probably just another day at the park for Yevgeny, and he claims that he's itching to pursue more calisthenic records in the near future. Still, even though you
This dude did a backflip dab, bro.
If you were the one rescuing you in an emergency. Karim Dugu. Usually a martial arts master will be able to defeat opponents with their hands or their feet, or reasonably even their elbows. But Karim Dugu can take on any opponent with nothing more than his
I can take on everybody in this entire video in 10 seconds. No
No
cap!
spot to bump into obstacles with. Somehow Karim is insanely tough enough to actually fight with these vital weak points on most humans without showing a shred of discomfort. He's so widely skilled with his shins, in fact, that he actually holds a very unique world record. See, while mobsters use baseball bats to break people's shins, Karim uses his shins to break baseball bats. In his crazy run for a Guinness ranking, he managed to break numerous baseball bats using old...
Alright, bro, I'm sorry, but if you go around just kicking baseball bats, bro, you have a hazard to the nation, bro, instantly, bro. Bronze. I'm being easy on you. Bronze, hazard to the nation, bro.
Only his shins in 1 minute. That's more than one bat a second.
How do you not get your
Watching
shin
this makes
broken?
me wince in pain. But clearly Karim's years of martial arts training and probably a dash of mania keep him from feeling anything but exhilaration as he earns his very unique spot in history. And anyone with that kind of power and pain tolerance combined is definitely someone you never want to mess with. Masaki Ikamiyagi. Karate is an ancient art meant to focus on discipline and self-defense and is never supposed to be used as a weapon. That's pretty lucky for all of us when there are karate masters like Masaki Ikamiyagi out there. Ikamiyagi has been practicing karate since he was a boy, when he was deemed worthy to be trained by the disciple of the founder of his style. In case you're wondering what might have made him stand out so much, take a look at what his martial arts master can do to 7.5 centimeters of solid hardwood with a single punch. That's what's known as the deadliest punch in the world, a technique honed through a lifetime of intense dedication. It's often said that Ikamiyagi can shatter bones with a single blow, and he likely wouldn't have to try very hard to do it, as sometimes the master doesn't even seem to know his own strength. That was just a training shot. If you were placed up against this legendary karate practitioner in a fight, just imagine what he could do if he were serious. Thankfully, Ikamiyagi is a peaceful man, more interested in helping others through his international series of dojos than hurting them. And he's actually never been in a fight outside of a dojo or competition in his life. But that's likely because everyone on Earth knows never to mess with the man with the deadliest punch on the planet. Samuel Erickson. Originally born in South Korea, Samuel Erickson found a connection to his heritage in practicing Taekwondo at 7 years old. The boy
Bro, I got a mean-ass kick like that, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, I can do a 360 spin kick.
Eventually training as an MMA
What the fuck?
fighter.
Oh.
Not everything was sunshine and rainbows for Samuel, though, as he struggled through many personal and health-related issues in his teenage years, which ended up with him waking up in a hospital room after a particularly nasty street fight saw him knocked unconscious. It was that moment that Samuel decided to make a change, and he dedicated the next year of his life to getting better. MMA was like therapy for him. And as he started posting his videos online, people quickly took notice of his insane martial arts skills, and his follower count began to grow. Finding that his workouts were inspiring people all around the world, he trained harder and harder, saying he found his purpose in the gym. Today, he's a signed fighter in the UFC, and his unrelenting quickness and power are very plain to see in his training videos. This guy is literally paid to beat up other trained fighters. Do you really think you should mess with him? Yeah, I didn't think so. Psst, hey, you still there? Well, since you made it this far, here are all the shoutouts we promised.
Hey man, that's just man coming out of Last Stress Next man on the world. 4 minute man.